Welcome into the Bobby Carpenter Show on this Monday, October 27th. And Ohio State coming off of a bye week, Schleg. A lot of things going on, a lot of craziness going on in college football. And we'll get into a lot of it with Bill Bender. Monday shows are usually ones we break down those Buckeye games. And we talked a lot about improvement week and what they ultimately needed to do and how they needed to move forward. And last week it was interesting. AJ wasn't able to pop on with us. And so I was like, hey, who could I get to maybe fill in on short notice right now and try to figure this out? And a name popped into my head, and I was thinking, hey, you know what? How about one of our old friends? He's got some stuff going on. And said, hey, would you want to come on pod with Schlegs and I at 12:30 for about 10 minutes? He said, no can do. I'm in dialysis at that time. I said, all good, sir. I'll take care of that. Would love to get you on next week. Have some fun. Sure thing. And then Sunday, I'm not even sure the details of the timing of when it all went down, but, Schlegs, it seemed pretty good. He had texted us earlier, and everything seemed to be going well and on dialysis. And, we have a good friend, Schlegs, Bobby Mansfield, who's been on dialysis for a long time before he got a new kidney. He was much older than Nick, and Nick looks to be in good health and was in good spirits. You're working to find him a donor. And after talking to some people, I think that there was even a lot of headway that was done on that, and they were feeling pretty good about it. And then to learn of his passing on Sunday was pretty devastating. And so a lot of the show, Schlegs, we're going to tell some awesome Nick Mangold stories and try to do the best we can to commemorate a guy who was a great player, but more importantly, a great husband, a great father, and really a great friend. And just the dude that you always wanted to be around, and a guy that never knew a stranger. And someone that all the stories about him, they're all very similar because just who he was. And he came in the recruiting class with AJ and I. Him and AJ played Little League football together with the Wee Elks. And AJ's dad, he said his claim to fame, he goes, I'm the only coach that can have two NFL players, first-round draft picks, on the same Little League team and not win the championship, which I still don't understand how that's real.
Yeah, how that's real.
I'm like, dude, you got Nick, who's a two-way defensive lineman, and you have AJ, who can play like skill positions on offense and linebacker. Who were the other guys that were out there with you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It was 2-11.
I mean, like, did you not have anybody that could even run? Like, what were the other guys that you had out there? And so so we see this and we look at it and talk about Nick, the big guy, man.
Yep, the big
guy coming to Ohio State, wrestler in high school like you, Schlegs, which it's probably the biggest travesty that I never got to watch you wrestle him, because he was a really good wrestler and he had you by about 55 to 60 pounds. So it would have been some heavy sledding for you to get that done.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, surprisingly enough, Bob, we never did wrestle. Which the hardest thing, and I keep flipping through his pictures there, Pat, because Steph was actually going back because I got drafted together with Nick going to the Jets, and I got a quick apartment right next to Hofstra because we just stayed together while he was doing his contract stuff. And I'm just like, I already know what kind of money I'm making, so I just got to get something close to the facility. And then I have my son, Hunter, and I'm like, she's just going through pictures of like trying to find that of Nick. And I couldn't find it, and you had some good ones. And, there's just, oh man, there's just so, I look at this and I will say this, guys, like I cherish experiences and memories, but I do wish I had Bob, you're great at this. You take pictures, man. You got them. Hell, man, you have pictures that my kids are like, "What are you doing here, Dad?" You know, and I'm like, "Don't worry about it. That's something that we can talk about later." Um, and and there was the one that you had of the tailgate. I think that was a year ago, was it not?
Yeah, maybe. I don't even
There,
know.
it was, I know, but it's like kind of those things. And what I'm saying is like life happens, and it's like, man, opportunities missed because you don't know. And we're in our 40s now, Bob. And you remember that 2005 team, and it was, hearing from the guys that we played with, and like you haven't seen in such a long time, and Rob or Nate or Tyler or whomever. Um, and then you have Nick, who was a great husband and dad and teammate and friend. And I even messed up my own daggum tweet about him because I wrote it twice and I didn't proofread it, which I'm terrible, but I'm just kind of was in that fog headspace of just kind of trying to understand it all when it had been just a week, and known other people that have been on this for quite some time. And then it's just happened. When God wants you, he wants you. And but you have to make the most of those times. But then you get to, and you also hurt for your teammates that love them just like you do. And it's just the understanding of how fragile and quick it goes. And the one comforting thing that my yesterday was just absolutely shocked because it was just thinking about the things. But regardless of where you go, all of us, Nick Mangold made an impact, and he made an impact not only here at Ohio State with us and the fans that knew him and followed him for those 4 years, but the people in New York, the Jet community. Like Nick was that type of personality, Bob. You know,
He
he
was.
was, man. He's a special dude, man.
I guess the biggest thing, and I was trying to reconcile this. I'm flying to Orlando yesterday after that, and I'm trying to like put this all in my mind and just remember everything about the guy that, it's weird because I wasn't, we knew he was sick, and, but we knew that it was manageable.
Right.
So it was kind of shocking, but like you knew that he was sick, obviously, but there was a pathway for this. And it wasn't like he got in a car wreck or had a sudden heart attack, or he'd been sick for a long time and we got to say our goodbyes. And I guess my biggest thing is, man, it's the story of life. I thought we had more time. And I talked to Truss about it that morning, talked to Bowman, and I go, that's the thing that was so hard is I was like, I figured, man, that we'd be maybe in a year this would be an issue if he couldn't find a kidney transplant or something, but not right now. We'd be giving him crap for being on dialysis and just busting him up a little bit, just razzing
This
back
would
and
be the
forth.
time to wrestle him right
Yes,
now.
exactly. But I thought we had more time. And, the picture that's in there from the tailgate was from when AJ got inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's right.
And I was flying back from New York, which was one of the great things. I would go there for TV for work and everything. And I was flying back, and AJ was going in the next day, so we were all going to be at the game and go to the tailgate with him. And he knew I was doing Get Up that morning. He was, "Hey, you flying back right now?" I'm like, "Yeah." And he's, "Yeah, I'm in Newark. I'm flying over." I'm like, "Well, when do you land?" He landed like 20 minutes after me. I said, "Well, how about this? So, what are your plans?" "Well, I got a hotel, this and that." I said, "Hey, don't get a car. I'm going to go get my car. By the time you land, I'll have it. I'll be swinging around. I'll pick you up." The big guy. And I'm like, "You can come to my house. You can hang out. Like, probably just have some drinks at our neighbors or something today. Maybe get some food." And came over, hung out at my friend, our neighbor's house. Like, met my kids a little bit, introduced them. Uncle Nick, the big guy, and it's like I hadn't talked to Nick in probably 6 months before that. But the best part about him is he was Nick was like a moving train. Like as soon as you saw him, dude, you just hop on. And it was like no time had ever passed. And that's when you see this stuff, we'll talk about some of the other uh, things that have been said about him, way guys have commemorated him, and coaches and players with the Jets. We're going to talk about his wedding. We'll talk about some other
Oh,
stories with him, because he was a guy, like, at his heart was like the everyman, and he never knew a stranger. And the guy went to went to
Alder.
Kettering Altar down there. His wife went to high school with him, started dating in high school, and his lovely wife Jenny, you saw in some of the pictures there, she went to Ohio University. And so a lot of their college, was spent them traversing back and forth. And the times when she would come up, Nick would just hole up with her, and they would like never leave the room and just go get food together and then come back. But then there was also times when Nick would go to OU, and Nick was like, Captain the King down there, and they loved him. And all her friends in the sorority loved him. And I would go a lot because a lot of my friends from Lancaster, Schlegel, guys that that man, they went to OU. So
Yep.
it's like, hey, you're going, man. Like, it's a chance for me to see my buddies. And so we got to spend time in a car together, whether it was me driving, whether it was him driving, and some of the stuff that happened, on the way there. And I don't even remember if you remember this, Schlegel. We went down, I think it was my junior year, or maybe it was my sophomore, junior year. And I think it was our sophomore year. Yes, sophomore year. We go down and we're getting ready. I'm coming back. I was like, Nick, I'll give it. We rode down together. I was like, I'm going to leave, 9:30, 10 o'clock, because we had football that day, and we had to be back by 1 o'clock or whatever for our team meeting. And I left. And I remember we're lifting, we're eating, like, no Nick. Where's Nick? What's going on? And I had told him, I go, buddy, I'd gone to OU's Halloween for about 6 years. I knew what it looks like if you hang around. It's like trying to get out of game day traffic at Ohio State, Schlegs. It is brutal. And he stayed there because he wanted to hang out with Jenny a little more. And then he got caught in that traffic. And like, we're sitting there and he's not at the start of the meeting, and I look up and Tress, and I guess he had called. We're texting him. He's like, I called Bowles. I'm like, oh, Nick. Whatever. And I don't know what Tress, I think he made him come in Monday morning and run and lift and work out and do whatever. And it was like, oh, coach, I was down here visiting my girlfriend, trying to see. He's like, well, Nick, you need to be back I can imagine Tress talking to him about it. But like, that was his life. And I put together some songs that kind of reminded me of him yesterday to listen to on the plane, because I had no one to talk to and I couldn't call anybody. And so the song that they danced to at their wedding was Faithfully by Journey. And I'd never really listened to all the words of it before, but that was their relationship through college, was through space and time, and them not being together, wondering where I am and lost without you, and having 4 kids now, and just, I can't imagine what she's going through right now, losing someone who she's been with for over 20 years, what these kids are going to have to experience now. But just the relationship they had, and the fact that we got to share in it, the fact that I got to share in it probably more than I should have, just given the proximity, and like the fact that I was always down to go down and party with Nick at OU and have a lot of fun. And we also had another story that maybe I'll tell later here as we get rolling, about something that happened. There's always a question as to why he didn't start one of his games at Ohio State, and no one ever knew. But, oh man, he was one of a kind. And we'll come back. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to hit this Tress tribute when we come back. And then we'll start telling some more stories as well. But first, I'm going to see how well I can do this with our FanDuel reach legs. It's NBA tip-off week. You get your best in the game. FanDuel, it's your home for live betting. So even if you missed the start of the game, you don't ride the hot hand. FanDuel, they've got live bets on everything from who will score the next in the fourth quarter to any of those comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same game parlay. They call that an SGP, for a shot at a bigger payout. However you want to play, Play now. Now it's the perfect time to join because FanDuel, they're giving new customers $300 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. So just visit FanDuel.com/bigway to sign up today. Play your game with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Must be 21 and older and present in selected states for Kansas in affiliation with the Kansas Stars Casino, or 18 and older and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issue is now withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-800-789-777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. More of the Bobby Carpenter Show coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Welcome back into the show. And so I don't know how many more tears I got left in me. I think I'm getting dehydrated from some of it. And I get emotional, but I'm not too big of a crier. But it's hard not to cry with Nick because I just really realizing, Schlegel, that I'm just going to miss our friend. And
yep, no doubt.
I watched, let's put that trust thing up. We tease that because he does it as well as anybody. Nick Mangold was everything you could wish for as a teammate, a player, a son, friend, husband, father, and American. Loyal, hardworking, selfless, caring, and loving. Our hearts go out to the entire Mangold Buckeye Jet families. Love that man. We lost a great one. And he's been through this a lot. I'm sure he's had a number of players that have passed. Number of players from our 02 team, Nick now being the fifth that have passed away. Schlegel, and Tress always has such a succinct way of putting it and just so on point and direct and really bringing it together. I watched, have you ever seen the movie Grown Up, Schlegel?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I had never seen that. It somehow fell in the donut hole when I was having a lot of kids, and I just left Dallas because Romo loved movies, so we'd always watch them with him, but I didn't see that. And my son Caleb, who's 9 years old, loves it. He's like, Dad, you'll love it. And he always asks, he's like, because he just calls him Tommy Boy. Chris Farley's Tommy Boy to him. And he knows that he obviously had passed away. But he's like, all these guys, all these Billy Matt or Happy Gilmore, they all do movies together all the time. They're all into their stuff. I'm like, well, buddy, it's because they're friends. And like Adam Sandler has made so much money that he has his own production company, and he can make movies that make money, don't make money. He doesn't even care. But he's going to go up for a couple of months and shoot a movie together with his friends in an awesome location, and they're going to have fun doing it. And I always thought that would be us, man. And instead of movies, it's coming back, Schlegs, for the reunions, to celebrate when, one of our kids does this, or, someone decides this child goes to Ohio State or whatever it might be, just commemorating these different points in time. When Nick went into the Hall of Fame at Ohio State, joking with him that if he doesn't get a kidney well, then he'll probably get in the NFL Hall of Fame for sure, 50-50 if not. Oh, gosh. But like thinking of what that would have been like to be able to go to his Hall of Fame celebration with him. And I always look at this, and the first time I ever heard it, and I don't know if you've had a chance to ever see Adam Sandler sing his song about Chris Farley. Have you?
I'll have to look it up. No,
oh,
I probably have, but
oh, buddy,
it's been a hot minute.
You watch it, I thought as soon as after watching Grown Ups and hearing Nick, about an hour later, I go, man, I need to watch this because this is going to make me cry, and I'm going to need this. But Nick was that guy. Like, he was the big guy. He was the fun guy.
Yep.
And Adam did such a great job commemorating his friend Chris, and I was like, I wish I had that skill. But the line of when he said their last big hang was at Timmy Meadows' wedding party. Laughed all night just because of Farley. Then 3 months later, the party came to an end. We had to fly back to Madison to bury our friend. I don't know, Schlegs, what that moment is going to be like. Having to look at his wife and kids and at him for one final time.
Yep. And they're your kids' age. My older two are a little bit older, but like it definitely resonates. And that's it, Bob. It's the good times. It's the fact that you're at a wedding party, and never knew to be driven around for an hour and a half while people took
So
photos.
this,
And you
hold on.
introduce us. Tell them what they introduced us to. Bob.
I'll tell you. Okay, so Schlegs, you'll get to tell me.
Just so you guys know, Bob is a way better. He has a memory like an elephant. This guy. Go ahead, Bob.
So we all kind of got married. Schlegs got married earlier before he got to Ohio State, or right after getting here when Steph graduated. AJ and Nick got married. I'm trying to remember the order, but it was like AJ, Nick, me, and Doug, like all getting married over a 2-year period, like a month apart each year. And I don't remember if I was married yet or not. Maybe I was, but like my parents came. AJ's parents were obviously there.
I think you were, because the ladies were all set at. You just got married, and they were
just got married. So we go to Nick's party, and all the dudes are in the wedding. You, me, AJ, Rob Sims, Brickishaw Ferguson came back.
Yeah.
We're all there, and so all the dudes are in the wedding. So they have a Catholic wedding and mass, so they're having that in the middle of the day, full mass, as they both went to altar. And we were supposed to take all these pictures, and I believe he got married. Is it April 17th? Because Courtney put that in the group chat, Schlegs. I don't know if you went and saw. There's a group chat with the 3 couples of the Hawks, Schlegels, and my family, because it wasn't a great night for us. So we were supposed to take pictures, and we had an hour and a half to go walk the golf course and take pictures and everything. Well, fate would have it, in spring in Ohio, it was cold and rainy. So we go in to the Dayton Country Club and take like 5 pictures. Maybe Nick does a couple, whatever, but it's just the bridal party, and it's a huge bridal party. Probably, I don't know, I think it's like 8 and 6 or something like that. There's like 15, 20 people. And we get done. We're like, well, what are we supposed to do? And Nick goes, well, and he just goes over to the bar, reaches. I'm like, you can just take it. He goes, I'm paying for it anyway. Grabs like 4 huge handles of Grey Goose. Grabs like girls are grabbing champagne, whatever. We just go get on the bus. And he had some cups on there, I think, too. And I'm like, we're driving. I'm like, well, what the hell are we supposed to mix this with?
The clear small cups, too, by the way. Like,
they're
just
tiny
small.
ones, little babies. But there's no ice. There's no mixers. And I'm like, you have champagne and vodka. And Nick goes, just mix them together. And one of the girls is like, that's some Marilyn Monroe. And I'm like, sounds good to me. I mean, we probably hadn't eaten anything since breakfast.
No,
so
not at all.
We drove around the triangle that is 75, 675, and 70, I think, twice. While our wives are like back at the hotel, hanging out, freshening up, we're eating or drinking basically straight booze, no food, run out. We stopped at a liquor store, bought some mo, got on again, and we're driving around. To the point, Schlegs, where I remember one of the bridesmaids fell off of the bus when we pulled up. And I remember like
and our wives are there.
Oh, they pull up, they see that, they're like, oh no, this is bad. They can see like the life starting to leave our eyes. Like, what have you guys been doing? And Schlegs is there trying to pin. How old is Hunter? Probably 3 years old.
Dude, I mean, like, yeah, he was probably
maybe 6.
Probably 2. No, he was 2. He was barely like he was in his. They had like a little baby section, and I'd get him out, and Nick was trying to pin the bouquet on him. I'm like, take this, you're part of it, And Steph's like, no, we got it, Nick. He
was poking him. He was like poking him off with it because he didn't realize the needle was going through his shirt. And he's like, ow, he's crying,
Why is he crying?
Come on, buddy. It's fun. Oh, and as we're sitting there, and as I'll never forget this as long as I live, Schlegs, you were standing or above me, and since the Dayton Country
Yeah.
Club was long and it's not very deep, and so the girls' table was kind of in the far back corner.
It
They
was in
really
the
couldn't
back.
see. Yeah, they didn't have a very really great real estate there, but we were up on risers at the head table, so it was dudes
Oh,
on one side, girls on the other, and
hey,
Jenny's
you were
dad,
below me.
I was right below you, and Jenny's dad is up there talking about, just their relationship and how great Nick is and
Oh.
everything, and no one's really looking at him. They're all looking what I thought was at me, and I'm, like, looking, I like, "AJ, like, is there something on my face?" He's like, "No, you're good." I look up over the top of me, and you're, like, up there, and I look, and your head's down, you're just going and I'm like, "Bro, if you throw up on my head right now, I'm going to kill you." And I think everybody, Ryan Hawk goes, "Dude, we were just waiting. I thought Schlegs was just gonna throw up right on your head the whole time." Like, no one can even focus on what Jenny's dad was saying. And then they're doing their dance, and it's the same thing. I think you actually got up and left during the dance. And so we finally were able to get up and get some food. I look over, and the girls' restroom, the main one, is shut down. There's people going to clean it, and I look, and there is vomit on the mirror, like
Yeah, it happens.
above like 5 feet, and
Yeah.
so it like somehow got some elevation as it was going up.
Coming
I
from
mean,
the depth. The depth.
it was bad. I got in an argument with my wife. Courtney, AJ got in an argument with Laura. That's the first wedding that I've never that I didn't like close down. I think we were all ushered out of there.
You guys should go back to your rooms. Okay.
Yeah, and then you went back. You can tell the story of your situation with the
Oh, it was
laptop.
terrible, man. It was a
Well,
bad night.
you had 2 kids in your room with you, and that was when you were trying to pee on your laptop.
Yeah, it happens.
You're trying to
It
open your
happens. So
laptop like
convenient. So convenient.
it was a
Listen,
toilet.
all I know is all three of our marriages almost came to an abrupt end very quickly. After that, lesson learned
Lesson
that
learned.
lesson learned. Vodka and champagne mixed together is just straight 100% alcohol in
Oh,
some
it's to
capacity.
the point, like, you talk about marriages almost ruined. My parents came. I rode back with my dad, and Courtney drove my mom. Like, we rode back to Columbus in separate cars. That was like
I had to ride back. Were you still driving the Stratus? No, you probably weren't. But I remember it was a long, quiet drive back to
yes.
Central Ohio.
Just so disappointed in you, Anthony. Like,
Oh my gosh.
my dad goes, "You're married." He's like, "You're 25. You can't act like this anymore." He's like, and I'm like,
Lessons learned. Some of our life's experiences never happen
oh.
again.
And then that's what Courtney on there last year was their 17th wedding anniversary, and Jenny posted something about it on Facebook, and Courtney screenshot it, and she said, "Never forget." And it had like the pictures of
I remember
her,
that.
and I'm like, "Yep, that is real." And I was searching Nick in my text, and I saw that. I was like, "My gosh." The sad thing is, I would give anything to go back to that day,
Yeah.
and get a chance to relive that, and all the smoke that came with it, just to see our friend one more time. We're going to take another quick break here, Schlegs, but tell you about Export. Parents, athletes, protect what matters most. Designed by professional NHL team dentists, worn by professional athletes. Export mouth guards are scientifically tested to absorb those high-impact hits, protecting both your teeth and your brain. They feature 3 layers of advanced protection, including a patent use of carbon fiber. They 3D printed technology. With more protection, better performance, max comfort, and clear communication so you can focus on your game, not on your gear. Don't take chances with your safety. Visit exportguards.com/Bobby today and save 15% on your order. Export, protect what matters most. We got more of the Bobby Carpenter Show and some more tributes to Nick Mangold coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Yeah, Doreen, that people are like, yeah, that was a party. Yeah, so many lessons learned, more than probably a couple of that evening.
Oh,
So
it was amazing. Yeah, he gosh, was one of a kind. This is so Albert Breer, who's a Buckeye alum, writes for MMQB, Sports Illustrated, and super tied in. And yesterday, Schlegs, the Jets got their first win.
yeah,
And Aaron Glenn, who didn't coach Nick, was on the scouting staff when he was there. I played with AG. And ironically, man, the game was in Cincinnati, which is
yeah,
like, stone's throw from where Nick grew up. And the way they won, challenging, going for two, getting it, just an improbable victory for a guy that just embodied everything about the Jets. And this is why we love Nick, because he was like the everyman. If we can throw that up, Pat. And like, as you just scroll through some of these pictures, like his relatability, what he did when he was done playing, he was like a Jets ambassador. He had his barbecue sauce legs. He would go around to the tailgates, talk to everybody as he was there. Just one of the guys, one of the people that you could relate to. If you're a guy, if you want to scroll through some of those pictures, Pat, there's a great one with him playing hockey. Oh yeah, there's this lovely family with his, I think that's his sister and her kids, her sister-in-law, and him playing. But there's one here that's coming up that him at a hockey game. I don't know if we
yeah.
skipped that over. If you can scroll back and yes, that is Nick, man. And I don't even know if that's a Rangers sweater I think he has on. They're playing the Penguins, but he was a fan, man. Like Nick related to everybody, and that's why he would walk around as a Jets ambassador, and they'd film with the barbecue and like drinking beers with people in the random tailgates. And that was him. Like that wasn't him for the camera, Schlegs. That was him just in general, of how he could talk and find a way to connect to everybody. And that's all of his Jets teammates. I was texting with Sanchez yesterday about it. Just he was a welcoming guy. And it's what made him such a great leader. And the connecting to people that he had nothing in common with. He was so smart and so quick-witted that he could always find some commonalities there.
Yeah, and after I was just going through theirs because as a Jet, right? Like you're supposed to root for the Mets and the Islanders, and he chose the Rangers and the Yankees when you're just scrolling through those posts. Which again, but he was him. He was him. You know.
Yeah, he was authentically Nick. Oh yeah, there's him in age, and that was the
That
guy.
was in the big house, man. That was 05.
Yeah, that was when we won up there in 2005, and yeah, he's after that game we come back to Columbus. I got my ankle in a boot, and of course, like we're going out, we're celebrating the game, and we go to a bar called Brothers downtown Schlegs. And a guy comes up to Nick, because people used to always confuse Nick, AJ, and myself. And I don't know how big they thought like college linebackers were, but I guess they thought I was AJ in the group. But the guy goes up to Nick and he was like, dude, I can't believe you're walking around here. And Nick's like, yeah. And like dances around. He's like, you don't even have a cast on. And meanwhile, I'm right beside him with a boot on. Like, and he's like, didn't you break your ankle? He's like, no, man. He's like, who do you think that I am? He's like, you're not Carpenter? I'm like, I'm that's me right here beside him. And he's like, oh, dude, but Nick was just like having fun with it and playing around. He's like, how come everybody just assumes that you and me are you and AJ when I'm with you? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like you're the big guy, you're the fun guy, you're the hug guy. That anytime you see somebody, you'll give them a hug. And Albert Breers, I started telling this earlier, Schlegs. He asked me last night to it's like, I'm going to write a couple paragraphs about Nick in my column. It would probably be better if it came from you. And I'm like, I don't even know where to begin, man. I don't know how you sum that up, man. Like, and
paragraph.
I go, you're going to have to edit it. I'm just going to try to put some thoughts down. But I was thinking, like, what is a eulogy? And it's essentially you trying to give a window into someone's life who doesn't know them as well as you. And to try to explain that, it's a trailer for your life. And trying to convey that is so incredibly difficult so that people can understand the full depth of the person and what they do and how they do it. So like we went to Vegas and we go there, we had no money. And you stayed back with Steph because you were married. So this was right after, it was our junior year, right after Nick turned 21. You know, his birthday is January 13th. AJ's is January 6th because he's an insurrectionist. And so it was like right after that, we all fly out there and we're staying 4 dudes to a room at Treasure Island. I mean, I'm sleeping with, is it Nick? I don't know. We're sleeping in these beds. I mean, it's super tight. 2 dudes in a full bed. So it's like large humans. And we didn't have any money. And so one night we're in line waiting to go to a club. We're waiting in line like everybody else. And the Charles Bentley comes walking by and like grabs us, makes a joke, like, don't show your Buck IDs at the door, fellas. That ain't going to help you get in. And like, you know, takes us upstairs. We have a good time having some drinks with him. I was like, all right, man, I thought that was going to be like the apex of our night. Like Charles was buying us drinks, which was awesome because we're used to paying $2 for a beer or free in college. I don't have $12, $14, 20 years ago to spend on a drink. By the way, I need a lot of them. And so the next night, Schlegs, we go out again. We have to wait in line, get in this place. And dude, the drinks are crazy expensive. I think I packed some airplane bottles in my pocket. Nick and I are like filling up our drinks at those in the club. This is before NIL, man. This is when life was real. And Nick disappears for a while. And I'm like walking around in this huge bar trying to find him, like club. And eventually, hey, Bob, hey, over here. Like, looks, hey, Bob. You know, and I'm like, what? How did you get back there? And he's like on the other side of the ropes with like the cabanas. He's like, yeah, come on in. The guy looks over at the screen. He's like, yeah, he's good. He's with me. I'm like, who are these guys? Like, these guys play Major League Baseball. They play for the Diamondbacks. And I'm like, how did you get back here? And Nick's sitting in one of the chairs. Like, it had gotten to the point where he was so comfortable. Nick and I are both sitting down. A couple of their friends now are standing up. We're just reaching in, pouring the drinks, you know, ourselves.
Hey, let me get that for you. Okay.
And he's like, yeah, guys, oh yeah, whatever you need. And I'm like, how? He's like, well, I start talking to him about football, this and that. And then one guy just go to the bathroom. He's like, oh, I'm back here. Just come on and join me. And I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm like, you know, it's only Nick. Only Nick could have pulled that off. And to be able to relate, and that's what his greatest thing was, man. You could have been anything, you know. And oh, dude, we went out in New York, had too much to drink. Nick may have been thrown up in the bathroom. I'm like trying to fall asleep, and I remember he just literally walks out of the bathroom after like a half hour, and looks over at me. I'm laying in bed. He's like, "Great time, Bob," and just walks out the door. And I don't see him and talk to him for like 4 or 5 months. Yeah, I'm like, I love you, man. Like you're he was the best. Yeah.
Hey, play that one of
let's get the headlines here. We'll play that next. The Rex Ryan.
yeah, and the Slacker, because that's what it was.
Slacker.
I love that.
There's 2 great clips that kind of always sum this up, and this is good, telling these fun stories. We'll get some more stories coming back in our headlines in a moment, but I want to tell you about our friends over at Backer, BCKR. Go check them out. It's elite fan gear. It's the stuff that you love to wear. It looks good. It feels good. It's got great functionality. It's going to check all the boxes for you. It's bckr.com. Please go check them out. You're going to love to wear it. It's going to be the best stuff that you've ever had. Order it now for Christmas or buy it now for yourself. bckr.com. I've got it. Go check it out. We got headlines coming up next.
Create it, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
It's brought to you by Lakespur Marketing. They're a full-service ad agency built on trust, strategy, and performance. From their digital ad placement to the broadcast buys, creative, everything in between, Lakespur, they've got you covered. There isn't a set-it-and-forget-it strategy. They customize their tactics. They're going to build it with you to make sure you're getting maximum return on your investment. They let you run your business so they can work on growing it. Lakespur Marketing, the proof is in their partners. Visit them at lakespurmarketing.com today. All right, Schlegs. Nick was a slacker in high school, and I know that because he started out as an architecture major at Ohio State, dropped down to business with me after like one quarter because it was crazy hard. I don't know how he was trying to do it, building these toothpick diagrams. He's like, I can't do this. I'm like, why? You're smart. He goes, these people spend all week doing this stuff. He's like, I got football practice. So throw that slacker up there, Nick, or one of them. Yeah, Nick High School. I like being a slacker. Nobody expects anything out of me, and I expect nothing from anybody. Plus, I sleep a lot. And art club, football captain, intramural sports, Latin club, sergeant of arms. I mean, just the best, man. Nicholas Mangold, the slacker. And look at that guy, clean shaven. That's probably the last time in his life he was clean shaven, too.
Oh, 100%. Because as soon as he got here, it started growing in all white trashy like a garden gnome.
Yeah.
And then he just took on a life of its
He
own.
He did. He looked like a dwarf. Like he could have been in like Lord of the Rings, that nice big hobbit, like dwarf.
And he had that longer torso too, which made him a really good center because he had a low center of gravity.
Oh yeah.
He was good, man. I'm talking like, and part of it too is like I got to go hit him every single day. Him and Doug and all those guys. Like it was a battle, and I just always remember too when it was good on good. And of course Bob saying something right, and he would just say the best stuff. It was great in his own way.
Oh, Nick was the best. He hated it when you were on scout team with he'd have come to AJ and I every day after practice. Tell your boy to turn it down. He's like, I don't need heroes over there. I'm like, Nick, you deal with him. Like, he doesn't get to play in the games. He's like, I know. So this is his game every week. He goes, for me, it's a Tuesday practice, not a game. So you would come down there and just blast like all the time.
Well, it was part of the plan. Like, I mean, like you guys should have known. I mean, I had a plan. I got a plan for everything. And it was to dominate and call out the offensive line and get Bowles pissed off. And then he would kick me out of practice and I'd go into the weight room and train with Jay and drink the protein shakes that we weren't allowed to because Al Jiggity wasn't in there.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the point.
It was. You could gas him up. And all right, let's play this Rex Ryan clip because this is, man, like a great teammate. This is what it is. And let's play this here.
I tell you what, Mangold, I'm a little worried about him. All that money going to his head. Because last night, I'm at Taco Bell, and so is Nick Mangold.
I mean, that's it. That's the funny one because they're taking a while to get his contract done. And, and Nick was a simple dude, man. He didn't require a whole lot. He was never a flashy guy, and he didn't have a whole lot when he was growing up. That's why I always loved him. I mean, he found a way to talk his way into things and figure out solutions, like solutions for institutions, was what he was all about. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with our tailgate talk. Hopefully we got another one because Rex had an unbelievable tribute on NFL Countdown to him as well, and kind of talking about all that and everything that he was about. So we'll take a quick break. We have more with the Bobby Carpenter Show coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lakespur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lakespur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
And that's the funny stuff, the stuff that made me laugh. And that's what's great. It's like getting a chance to talk to you about this. And it's cathartic because we get to talk about all the fun stuff and the fun times. And that makes me laugh, which is better than the alternative at this point. But then you want to get down to the heart of the man of what he's about. And Nick had a big heart for people. He cared a lot about them.
Tender.
Right.
I mean, like you wouldn't think he's tender-hearted, but tender-hearted is kind of like
Oh yeah,
he understood those things when to do them. You know what I mean? Like what you needed.
absolutely. He was always the guy that said he was the bartender out of Billy Joel, quick with a joke or to light up your smoke. And whatever you needed, he was always there. And his commitment to people, like, and his love for people. And this was Nick, and this was Rex Ryan. When he heard this, when I heard him give this doesn't surprise me one iota for Nick as a person. And so this was him talking about Nick and what he meant to him.
Difficult day for so many people, but particularly for you. What are your emotions this morning?
Oh, that's just, it's brutal. It's such a great young man. I had the pleasure of coaching him for all 6 years with the Jets. And I remember it was obvious I was getting fired. My last game, Mangold's injured. And he comes to me and says, I'm playing this game. And he wanted to play for me. That's what I remember about this kid. He was awesome and just way too young. I feel so bad for his wife and family. Whew. Rough.
Difficult day, obviously, for so many who knew and loved Nick Mangold, and you among those, and all of the Jets family, the Ohio State family is mourning today as well. Nick Mangold gone at just the age of 41.
And the reality is, like, just like Rob Ryan, like, you miss your friend and a guy that would do anything for you.
Yep.
And
highly competitive dude. I mean, that's the takeaway. Like, even though you're hurt, like, it's his last one. I got it. Like, I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like he knew, and that's what Rex Ryan needed at that moment. To uplift him was the fact, like, hey, I'm gonna go spill it. I'm gonna spill it for you. And he just knew that about everybody individually as to kind of what they needed.
he cared about people, and it's probably the greatest thing you could say outside of the 7 Pro Bowls and everything, All-American and everything else. He cared about people, and there's going to be a big hole left in a lot of lives because of him. We're going to wrap up the show coming up next.
Creative, experience, results. That's what drives growth. That's what builds brands. That's Lake Spur Marketing, a full-service agency built on trust, strategy, and performance, not fluff. From bold strategies to flawless execution, every campaign is rooted in smart planning and driven by clear goals. We don't chase clicks. We build partnerships. We show up, dig in, and deliver every single time. Lake Spur Marketing. The proof is in our partners.
Oh, Schlegs. And so as we wrap up the show here, it's been a very emotional time for us, emotional time for Buckeye Nation. I think it was so hard because we thought we had more time.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of regrets in life. There are some. I wish I would have talked to him more over the last week, man. And he was going to come on the show with us this week. You never think that's a deal. And so if there's any lesson to be had from all this, and there are reasons for the events in life that we cannot understand, that are not of this world. And, there will be good that will come from this. I don't know what it is yet, and I'm not exactly certain, but there will be something that will come from this. I believe that. And I Schlegs, as Nick was a faith-based guy. And so I believe that he is in a better place now. And it's going to be hard for his family to hear that and understand that, especially his children. But you don't know the time. And you always think that there's more. And so if this motivates anybody to make a call, have a conversation, go see someone, the people are what matter in life. And
Yep.
Woody Hayes said it, you win with people. That is it.
Yep. No, I mean, Bob, right? If the tune is empty, anything is possible, and we know where that security lies. And for me, it was just an understanding of it is short, and I got a certain amount of mat carriers and people that I want to spend time with more, Bob. And that was even when we were just talking with Age and yourself and I of just like making the time, and even like to me, like the pictures, like they matter. And the memories. And that's why it's so good and therapeutic to be able to share the stories, because we want to give you guys a glimpse into who he was to us. And that's just a glimpse, because he was that and then some to others. And so thank you for allowing us to share this time with you guys.
Thank you for allowing us to have this cathartic moment, talk about a lot of things, and hopefully give you a little window into the life of what the man he was. Not only a Buckeye legend, Jets legend, but just an awesome human being as well. So thank you for bearing with us through today's show. It was an emotional one, and I'm sure we'll have some more stories and stuff throughout the week that will be fun. But that's it for this edition of the Bobby Carpenter Show.